trying to gear up to do a spark plug change in that S550, and I'm a little nervous. So if you see me pausing or stumbling, it's because I'm nervous. I'm going to try to see how fast I can do it. And that makes me nervous because what if I have a mistake? What if I screw something up? And that's usually what happens when you try to work on these cars too fast. Why spark plugs today? Why spark plugs in this video segment on 100K inspection on these engines? Well, there's probably 3 reasons. One, by looking at the spark plugs, you can tell what's going on inside the engine, particularly if you have a problem. If you've got a cylinder that's burning oil, it's going to show up on one of the plugs. So pulling the plugs and inspecting them is a good way to inspect the internal health of your engine. The other thing is you're just going to look and see whether or not they're worn out. Plugs don't get changed as often as they should be changed about every 70,000 to 80,000 miles, but most of the time they don't. Now I have maintenance records on the S550 over there, 98,000 miles, no evidence of spark plugs being changed. Now these spark plugs do last a long time. They are very efficient. So I think a lot of people just leave them in there until they totally fail, and I don't think that's the way. Remember, we're talking preventative maintenance here. Now this one here, this V6, aha, look at this. I got all the maintenance records on this car from day one, right back when it was purchased from the dealer in Seattle, up to 50,000 miles, and then the maintenance records from there on from an independent repair shop in the Seattle area. So I got looking at these, and it's great. When you have all the maintenance records, you can speed up your inspection. You may not have to look at everything, but I still look, okay? Even if it says the spark plugs have been changed, I still look, you know what I mean? All right, so I came across this one invoice. It's $323 and the mileage is 84,000, and it says spark plug service. And I'm thinking, that's great, you know, the car's getting well taken care of. The shop recommended it's time to change those plugs. But I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, what? $545? This is only a V6. That's 6 plugs. That's about 60 bucks, maybe 70 bucks for the 6 plugs. $545 for the job. Okay. I don't think I need to elaborate on that one. But one of the reasons I'm nervous today is we're going to get the camera out, we're going to start the clock, and I'm going to see how fast I can change the plugs in that V8. I think I'm ready. I've got everything here on the bench to do a spark plug change on this M273 V8. And what I want to do is we're going to take the camera and focus right on the clock. And as soon as we do that, I'm going to begin. I'm going to do the right side first, then I'll come back and do the left side. And when we're all done, we'll zoom back in on the clock so you could see how long this takes. All right, I think we're ready. We're going to roll the camera on the clock starting now. Okay, stop. For those of you watching, was that kind of a surprise that this only took 17 minutes? Now, granted, the air filter housing was already off, and maybe I've got to put it back on. You add that in for another 10 minutes. So even at that, if I would have come in here with this engine just fully assembled, I probably would not have been over 30 minutes doing this job with the tools that you saw. Now I'm going to show you these plugs that we pulled out of here. That's the main reason of the inspection. And we're going to look at them. I kept them in order that they were removed. What I'm looking for right away is any oiled fouled plugs, because that would mean maybe some scoring of the cylinder wall, excessive oil consumption. But if you look at each one of these, the ceramic part of the plug is still showing some white. Look at that, all of them. All of them are still showing some white, and the tips aren't that worn. So these obviously aren't that old, and of course you look down here, these are NGK plugs. So I don't know when these were changed, but I don't have a problem putting new Bosch in it since I already went to the work to pull these out. But I'm very happy with what I'm seeing here. Maybe a little bit of oil, you know, on the threads, but that's pretty normal for an engine with 98,000 miles. So I consider this spark plug inspection a pass. I don't really have any problem with NGK plugs, but I personally prefer Bosch, and those are what we are selling on my website. So I'll be offering both V6 sets and V8 sets on my website, and I'm going to include this socket for free for a limited time. So if you're watching this video 10 years from now, don't expect I'm going to still offer this socket for free.